Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dalton. This is Armstrong Farms. Grandpa's home. We are getting the bulldozer chains tightened down, and he's going to go start leveling off some dirt. I am going to take the speed tiller down to the shop, get that greased up, get it all ready to go. Potentially this afternoon, we'll go try to disc a field. I don't know. Don't quote me. We will see. Supposed to be 77 and sunny and breezy, so we'll see. We'll go see what happens. I don't know. I'm not making any promises, but that's the tentative plan, guys. So follow along. We'll see. These tracks are not tightening down like you would think that they should be. I don't know if it's the kind of grease I'm using or what, but we've been at it quite a while here, and it's barely moving. So I don't know. We might end up running into issues with this thing before we even get the day up and rolling. But either way, follow along, guys. Well, we're off and running. We're not sure if it was the kind of grease or if it was the grease gun itself. We got a different grease gun that had tacky red in it, and the tracks went right up nice. So we are in business. Brandy new oil. Yeehaw. Old 9420's ready to bark. I'm super excited. This spring will be the first spring I've actually had good tires on this tractor to pull this thing with. All right, so this is our speed disc. It's a Pottinger terradisc in the cleanest camera. I believe it's 30 or 31 feet wide, something like that. So it's 2 sets of discs at an angle. Then you got these teeth, then you got the big rubber roller in the back. I just priced out new discs for this. My plan is to try to get through the spring on these and then replace them before we go into wheat. So when we combine our wheat, we use this to till it up. We'll hit it with this twice, then we'll drill our alfalfa into that. So my thought was get through the spring. That'd be about 1,000 acres, you know, just say 1,300 factoring, and some of it will probably have to be hit twice. So if I get through the spring and then replace them, because there's 80 on this machine and they are priced between $85 and $100 a piece, depending on where you go through. So yeah, replace them. I did ask about these teeth. So I was always under the assumption that these teeth scratch the ground and that's how they worked. But the Pottinger rep, I didn't even call the dealership, I called Pottinger direct, because when we bought this machine, a guy from Pottinger came out and helped us set it up, and he gave us his number, said any questions please call. So he's been pretty reliable. So I called him and asked on these spring-loaded teeth here. He said they're not actually, if they touch the ground, it's not a big deal, but more what they're designed for is the dirt will get thrown up through them. So the clumps of dirt will get thrown through them and broke up that way. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They are adjustable. As you can see, you pull the pins out, you can adjust them up and down. But where I've got it set, according to him, is right where it is supposed to be. So got the rig all greased up. We're getting ready. We're gonna fold it up here. When I get to the fields, I'll lower these wings down. So these side wings just kind of help. Those of you guys who run disc a lot know sometimes the disc will leave a little trench on the edges. That really helps eliminate them, and those are also adjustable. So you can really fine tune that throughout the season. Usually it'll take me 100 acres or so before I can get everything set just the way I want it. We lift them right up in the fall. We use this to chop up corn stalks behind our combine. So we lift them right up because it chops better, doesn't plug when you're in that real heavy residue stuff. For the most part, this disc has been a really, really good tool for us. The only time it has issues is if you're in less than ideal conditions. That rubber roller in the back, those scrapers will plug up and it just turns into a giant 30-foot bulldozer, which is less than ideal. However, having said that, you shouldn't be in conditions like that. But also having said that, we might go try it this afternoon and we might find ourselves in conditions that are indeed less than ideal. So that's pretty much the gist of that. I'm gonna go talk to Grandpa, see what his thoughts are on getting a new set of blades now versus waiting till the end of the season. I might just get them. I got a call from Manure Tractor. They had a set get returned. So they're giving a pretty decent deal on them because we don't got to pay for shipping. Because shipping on those is, I don't know what they said, 400 bucks, something like that. And they're heavier. And there's 80, I think there's 80 on the machine. Pretty sure. So that's, I mean, it's a pretty good saving. So I'm going to go see what his thoughts are on that. I'll get that folded up, probably throw a black ice air freshener in the tractor. And I think she will be liquored up and ready to bone. I think. Let's go. Let's friggin' go. All right, I'm pulling into this cornfield here right across from the farm. We're gonna check the depths on this real quick. I'm just curious to see how hard it's pulling. There's shims on those white cylinders there. They control the up and down on the rubber roller packer. That's how you lift and raise it, with that rubber roller packer. So there's shims that you can put in to make it deeper or shallower. We are gonna just check and see where we're at here. The first thing I noticed, I haven't even set her down yet, but when this thing's operating, you're supposed to be setting level, and we're sloped forward a little bit. That'll make the front dig in a lot more aggressive than the back. So to adjust that, switch this valve that way. No. Switch that valve to the gray function. Should be good to go now. Adjust this back. See how she runs. That's set pretty aggressive. Definitely got the moisture. Big yeehaw though. Back out in the field. Let's get right after it. Down and working. Have to get Jack out here. There ain't no reason this can't be getting ripped. In the fast lane life. Alright, alright. Yeehaw. Yeah, we're definitely going to lift her up a notch or so. Like I said, it's still set for when we were chopping up corn stalks. So we had it set pretty aggressive. Kind of want to keep this machine between 9 and 12 miles an hour. Alright, well, where I did that way is actually really dry, like drier than I expected it to be. Straight back there, you can see there's a wet hole. That lower dip and that lower dip right there are always a little bit wet. But they're definitely not dry by any means, so it is what it is. But I think I've got my depth set right where I want it to be now for fitting behind the ripper. So this thing, like I said, should be ready to go. If there's one thing this guy excels at, Grandpa sure knows how to run a dozer. Look at how smooth he got that. Holy moly. That's something else. All right, well, in another change of events, the field's gonna be too wet. We all kind of mutually agreed on that. So we got the 4840 on the manure pump. We're gonna take it up to the neighbors that board some of our heifers for us and attempt to move his manure for him. I've got my doubts. There's a lot of sand in his lagoon. We do bed up there with sand. I say he beds with sand. It's just for heifers, but doesn't have mattresses, and that's what he's always bedded with. And it's, last time I went up there, it was a real nightmare. To be honest with you, I could just barely get the tractor and pump into the lagoon because the amount of sand, and it was so thick, there wasn't much water. It was indeed a nightmare, but it's what I was asked to do. So we are going to give her the old college try. Said I don't even know if the 4840 will get her in there, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out. This is the lagoon that I'm dealing with. I have backed it in here before, and I've also backed it in over there before. I'm fairly certain this is all straight solid sand here. So I think down there is really my only option as far as even being able to get it in there. I don't have high hopes for this, guys. Not at all. All right, well, I'm one to admit when I was wrong, and it's definitely waterier than I expected. Now that whole end is still straight solids, but I'm gonna let it work at it here for a little while, and we'll see if we can't get a notch cut up there. See, he wants to be able to push into there with his skid steer so the manure gets into the pond. He's just been daily spreading it. But they're a crop farmer, you know, they grow just corn and soybeans. So he's not gonna have a place to spread here shortly. So that's why he wanted me to get this open for him. I'll do my best. We're gonna let it work out of here for a little while and see what all happens. Tyler and Caleb are gonna run and grab the spreader and bring it up here for me. I'm gonna pick away at this, but I mean, I'll admit when I'm wrong. The only problem is I'm not going to be able to go all the way down because I couldn't get the pump any further out in because the amount of sand down here, those wheels are more or less bulldozing through feet of sand. So you can see it's not a very good angle on that PTO, and we're bottomed right out here. But we're trying to make do here. Cutting away at it. I can't go too far. I went a little further and it just flows down into his barnyard. So I gotta let it cut it away before I shoot it. I'm actually impressed with how much. I'm a guy, I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I'm not saying I'm wrong yet, but we're doing much more than I anticipated us being able to do. I will say though, tonight I'm supposed to go down to the school. My daughter's gonna meet her teacher for next year and all of that. I gotta get a pretty hefty shower. This mist is not gonna do me any favors. All right, well, we're cutting it pretty good. I stirred for about an hour and a half and I started hauling. This is my third load, I guess, but loads are only about half full. It's a whole lot of foam because it's so watery stuff until that sand starts mixing in. It's gonna go from water to pudding, I think. But that's what it is. Oh. Nice part is we're spreading right here on this field. So it's about as ideal and quick as you can get. This ground's pretty firm, so I think with this warm weather we've had and the nice breeze, I think it actually is drying up, but I'm sure this ground's drier than ours anyways. We're just kind of walking along. I'm not in any big pinch to put this on overly thick. Overlapping quite a bit. It's, like I said, it's pretty watery stuff. A lot of rainwater mixed with that sand, so we'll just keep ripping along. New shop that Brandon's building up here looks really, really nice. That's going to be exciting. That's the guy that does our truck stuff. That's the shop he was working out of, and that's the new shop, so that's a pretty big size upgrade. It's kind of fun getting to run the tractor. I don't get to run this very much. Usually I'm trucking. This thing has an air conditioner in it, something the old Eagle hasn't had in 20 years. Yeah, we'll check in with you guys in a little bit. I just gotta keep on keeping on. The old 4840, just getting down and being nasty. Just doing absolute work. full send. Full send. When I was hooking that pump up, I had to relieve the pressure on one of the hoses. Kind of got a nice misting of hydraulic oil. Kind of getting a little bit color out here, like summertime tan's coming on. Nothing will get you a tan faster than getting covered in hydraulic oil. The sun really likes that. Summer tan. Well, we're moving right along here. Well, 2/3 of the way done with the field here. I'll give you guys an update up there on the lagoon. We cut out a lot more than I thought we were gonna, I'll be honest with you. But is it perfect? No. But I think when I'm done, he will be able to push into the lagoon again. So I guess that means that was a successful mission, I guess. That's what he wanted me to get done, so. I'm not gonna probably not gonna finish up tonight, but pretty easily should have it wrapped up in the morning. So, yeah, way better than I expected. Sometimes that happens. And I think I got the last load for the day on me here. You can see he'll be able to push off of his ramp now. Before it was as deep as that, and it was higher than where he was pushing in. I don't know how long we'll be able to push in for, because obviously it's going to keep building up, but we're going to keep working at it tomorrow. Still quite a bit of liquid over here. You can see the backside there holds a lot of water. That's all starting to settle down, so we'll mix until we can't, we'll spread until we can't, and it is what it is. But that's a lot more out than I expected to get out. I'm the guy, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was fully wrong. I didn't think I'd get 4 loads out of here. I'll be honest, I didn't think I was even going to get the pump in here. So this is a win for me, I'd say. Win for the whole group. All right, well, we are out of here for the day. I smell like a bag of sausages, if you catch my drift. It's not good. It's really not good. So we are going to go home, shower, soap, rinse and repeat, and then not be late to my daughter's thing at school. Pretty successful. Like, I'm really happy with how the afternoon went. I pictured it being a total waste of my time. Like, I didn't think I was even going to get the pump in. So, big win. Real big win, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stick around. See what we do tomorrow. See what we do the next day. And the day after that. We're knocking on the door. Like, if we don't try planting tomorrow, I'd be shocked. But we'll see what the weather does, because there is always a chance of rain, it seems, at some point. But we are sitting at 77 degrees. Yeehaw. So, thanks for the views, guys. As always, much appreciated. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you guys in the next one. Rock on, guys.